Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I hope your weekend is half as beautiful as mine is right now as I'm shooting this video. The skies are perfect blue, and I think it's going to be about 76 degrees out, so hopefully I'll get out there and get a little bit of sun today, but just absolutely beautiful, spectacular day. Great day to be alive, isn't it? Which slides right into the message this week. Gratitude, blame, and excuses. I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel and come back and watch some more. Then make sure and click on the little bell and check send notifications so you won't get unsubscribed from YouTube. This one, I was making some notes this morning, thinking about exactly what I was going to say, and I was going to say, go ahead and put your seatbelts on. This one might ramble a little bit today. I'm going to probably just wander all over the place with this one. These are words of power. I got thinking about all three of these words. I've been thinking about gratitude a lot, even more so lately, and I heard, it was actually on Steve Harvey's morning radio show, I heard him talking about blame and excuses the other day, and I kind of liked the angle he was talking from, and I started thinking about those two words from my perspective or my thinking on it. These are all three very strong words. These are powerful words. These words can make a lot of difference in your life. And they're actually about being in control. These three words in different ways have to do with control. Let's think about gratitude a little bit. I was reading, I like to always, sometimes I just Google words just to see what random comes up, something I might be able to learn or to share, or both. If you have clothes on your back and a place to sleep, you're richer than 75% of the world. Let that sink in for a minute. That's crazy. That is crazy, because like most of us in the West, we wouldn't even give a second thought. Most, I say. Some people are a little bit more conscious, but most of us wouldn't even have a second thought as to having clothes or a place to live. That's just by default. That's just how it's supposed to be, but that's not how it is in the whole world. Here's another little fact. If you have any money in the bank, in your wallet or purse, or just a dish of spare change at home, you're among the top 8% of the wealthiest people in the world. Just having a little bit of money that you can put your hands on, you're among the top 8% of the wealthiest people in the world. When we practice gratitude, it really, it's a practice, and you can continually practice it, and you can be active in this practice of gratitude, and it'll grow stronger too, because when we practice gratitude, it moves us away from limitation and fear, which will, is basically not thinking we're going to have enough. When we practice gratitude every day, we practice this fact that I already have everything that I need. Everything that I need is provided or will be provided for me. And that's very powerful. That's very powerful right there. And it's also like it just gives us more an awareness of the realities of the world and the realities that we live in. And how much better that so many of us, hey, somebody could be, maybe you stumbled into a public library and you're watching this video on some free device. I never want to assume, but I am assuming to a certain extent and generalizing to a certain extent. If you're sitting around watching YouTube, we're all probably rather fortunate compared to real poverty, real problems, people with real issues out there. So always practice that gratitude, even if you've got to work hard with it, even if it doesn't come natural to you. Just stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, and just try to name as many things, feelings, people, whatever, as you can that you're grateful for. Blame and excuses, they're also very powerful words too. And when we blame others, and when we make lots of excuses, basically what we're doing is we're giving up control. And for somebody like me, I don't want to give up control unless I have to. And I don't want to ever give control up over certain things. It's not about being a control freak or thinking that you can control every event in your life, But you know what I'm saying. And when we blame people, it takes it's like absolution for ourselves. When we blame people or circumstances or whatever, we lose that sense of control, because now we have said that this event happened because of this outside force, this outside person, or something that is beyond me, something that is beyond behavior or a circumstance that I can control. And that leads to powerlessness. The same thing about excuses. Basically, 99.9% of excuses out there are just like bumping your gums, just talking, just talking, just talking. Excuses are obstacles. You know, I made an analogy, I think the other day when I was talking about something, like think of it like you're going down the road. Think of it like you're going down the road and you have some sort of obstacle or detour. Well, that obstacle, just let's equate that to an excuse. What if you were going down the road and you came to, some debris in the road, a wreck in the road, a tree down in the road? So what are you going to do? Are you just, that's an excuse? Or are you just going to stop? You stop in the middle of the road, okay, well, I can't go to wherever it was I was going to. You turn around and you go home. And you've made an excuse when you didn't try, you didn't try to work it out. I'm probably not using the best analogy right there, but you see what I'm saying. You don't just make an excuse and stop in the middle of the road. You find a way around it. You get a way around it. You get a way through it. There's a detour sign. You move whatever. But excuses take our power away. They're very much like blaming other people. Blame and excuses go very much hand in hand. And when we make these excuses, we're just basically, without saying it, what we're really saying is, I have no control. I have no power. These forces outside of myself, caused me to fail, caused me not to get what I wanted, caused me to be unhappy, whatever. But basically 99% of blame and excuses is useless. Now, yeah, of course, there's outside factors in life. I don't know why this grisly example just came to mind. Here I'm sitting in the house by myself, minding my own business. Okay, now if I have a home invasion and somebody comes in here and messes me up pretty bad, okay, yes, that's their fault. I'm going to blame this person, and I'm messed up and I can't work or I can't do whatever I want to do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to blame this person. But in most circumstances, there was something that we did or we didn't do that could have changed the outcome of that. In other words, there's not too many valid excuses out there. I hate excuses. I hate excuses. Steve Harvey was talking about that, like how he just, like a lot of times when this gets into a little bit different area, but how when we're using excuses with other people. Excuses with other people, like if I give you an excuse don't do you no good. Excuse kind of wants to absolve me, but just because my life's doing this and this and this, and I'm, talking about, well, I couldn't because of in this excuse and that excuse, it's just very simple. So practice it, like I say. A little bit of a disappointment last week, not going back home as soon as I want. But hey, like I say, things are so good in my life. I mean, I'm not that, how do I express that? It's like, yes, of course I'm disappointed. I think too many people in life try to be little Pollyannas and delude themselves, or they think it's bad to admit to things, or they want to be very stoic. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, like I say, if you have clothes on your back and a place to sleep. Well, I'm not naked here, and I'm shooting a video in my house, so that I'm already I'm richer than 75% of the world. And I'm not saying that to be like looked down, but it's just being grateful for what I have. Yes, it would be nice to go places, do things, but today I'm going to eat, I've already had some orange juice, I'm going to eat some nice mangoes, I've got some jackfruit, I've got some other stuff. So it's a good day, it's bright outside, the sun is shining. I'm going to finish off here with a little reading by Wayne Dyer. It's not from the book that I read from a good bit, but it is in the spirit of the Tao and has to do with gratitude. It's called staying thankful. It's my contention that the universe not only will, but must provide you with what you conceive of. So if you complain about what's missing from your life, including the money that you believe to be in short supply, you'll be offered experiences that match your energy. When you say, I love my job, but I'll never get rich at it, you're aligning with a frequency that will give you what you think. This is why I believe the rich often get richer. It's certainly been true for me since I left poverty behind me some 60 years ago. By staying focused on what I intend to create, by believing that the universe is all providing, and by knowing that I'm worthy of the unlimited beneficence, that's a new word to me, beneficence of the source of being, I just keep attracting prosperity to me. And by being unattached to what shows up, which means that I have no desire for more and more, I'm able to let it go easily. What remains a mystery to so many remains a simple truth to me. Excuse me a second. Stay in a state of gratitude and let the awesome yet unexplainable Tao proceed to do nothing and yet leave nothing undone. Rather than asking for more, which implies shortages and therefore creates a vibrational match to more shortages, focus on what you have and how thankful you are for everything that has shown up in your life. To that end, keep in mind a happiness index that was recently taken for different countries around the world. It turns out that Nigeria, which is one of the poorest of nations with the least modern of conveniences, came in at number 1 for reports of happiness among the people there. The U.S. ranked 46 out of 50, despite having one of the highest standards of living in the world. Apparently, the emphasis in Nigeria isn't on the mantra of the ego, which demands more, more, more. Emphasizing needing more has built within it the idea of shortage, lack, and I don't have enough. Consequently, when you think more, you become a vibrational match to experiencing more shortage in your life, like it or not. I can relate to that. As far as the Nigeria thing, I think Costa Rica has also been called, or it's been up in the top of the happiest places. But all these places that I always see that are considered the happiest people in the world, they generally don't come from first world countries. So it's about knowing what we have. I'm telling you, that practice of gratitude will change your life. I know I'm still kind of like the new convert because it still amazes me every day that if I will continuously practice this, how much better it makes my life. But hope I didn't ramble too much today. Hope that made a little bit of sense and had a little meaning to it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful weekend. Happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. Happy Passover if you celebrate Passover. And I will see you again tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace.